everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time once again for another video. This time out, it is episode 10 of the Halloween 15 from 2024, and this time around it is the Last Voyage of the Demeter from 2023 that I'll be taking a look at. This is the Blu-ray. I watched it last night. And this is an interesting movie because I was looking forward to watching this movie based on the trailer I'd seen for it. One thing, I was familiar with the idea of it and what it is. I was a little interested to see how they were going to carry it out because it is based on a single chapter of the 1897 novel Dracula by Bram Stoker. If you're familiar with that novel, and if you're not, I'm curious as to why you're watching this video, but if you're familiar with that, you know the fate of the crew of the Demeter. The title tells you it's the last voyage of the Demeter. If you're not familiar with the novel Dracula and you're not clued in on the title of the movie when you sit down and watch it, 5 minutes into the film, a character tells you the fate of the crew of the Demeter. So this is a 2-hour-long movie, and 5 minutes in, you know what the ultimate fate of all of the characters is or are. So there's very little opportunity for this film to set up any real suspense because you know what's going to happen to all of them eventually. And the villain, who may be a mystery to the characters in the film, isn't a mystery to us. We know who it is. We know where he is because the movie tells us and shows us what he's doing virtually at all times. So the only people who are in suspense and have any tension are the characters themselves, not the audience. And if you're making a horror film, that's probably not the best way to set it up. You want the audience to have the suspense and the tension, not just the characters. You want to kind of share that experience. And as a result, I found this movie to be rather slow and boring, for lack of a better word. Overlong, definitely. The performances are pretty good, from Corey Hawkins, who plays Clemens, who was a doctor on the ship, and David Dastmalchian, who you may be familiar with Late Night with the Devil. He plays the captain's first mate, Wojciech. He's pretty good. Liam Cunningham is in it from Game of Thrones. He plays the captain, Captain Elliot. He's okay. There's a little kid in it named Toby, played by Woody Norman. He manages to not be annoying. But really, this is super predictable. It looks okay. There's a lot of shallow focus shots in it, and that gets kind of annoying after a while. And the ship seems to change size over the course of the film several times. Sometimes it seems like it's really cramped and claustrophobic, and other times it's like an aircraft carrier. But I don't know, I really struggled to get through to the end of this one. As I watched this, I was watching the clock as well, and that's never a good sign for a movie. And I think I was about 35 minutes into it, and I realized I had over an hour to go, and I was wondering what in the hell could possibly happen that would take an hour to get resolved when I already know what's going to happen. And there is one faint surprise in this movie towards the end, and it's not even that good of a surprise. I won't give it away, don't worry. But there are some bright spots. The performances from Corey Hawkins and David Dastmalchian and Liam Cunningham are pretty good. But other than that, this was a slog. I don't know. I was really disappointed with this one. I had high hopes for it. I know it failed at the box office, but that isn't an indicator of anything. I think it was just, poorly marketed. But yeah, I was really kind of shocked by how bad this was. Special effects are decent. I did like the way they portrayed Count Dracula. He sort of has the look from Nosferatu, sort of modeled on the form of Nosferatu, or at least I got Nosferatu vibes from it. He's sort of like a man-bat. You can kind of get that. I don't know if you could really see. You can see his sort of wings, and he's got that sort of Nosferatu-ish face with the ears. You get a better look on the back with the wings and stuff. He's good. He's played by, I don't think they say on the back, Javier Tonet, I think, or Tourette. I did see his name briefly while I was researching the film. The score is good. Bear McCreary does a great job with the score. It's really sort of a tremendous type score without being overwrought. But I'm really struggling to find other things that I liked about this. I'm really disappointed. So yeah, Last Voyage of the Demeter, I'm giving it 4 out of 10. And that's all on the backs of the performances, the special effects, and the score. The story, not so much. And the scares, they're all cheap jump scares. Like I said, there's not much tension or suspense in this because you know what's going to happen. It's super predictable. So, biggest disappointment of the Halloween 15 so far. So there you go. That's my review of Last Voyage of the Demeter. Stay tuned for episode 11 coming up in 48 hours. And as always, I appreciate you watching to the end of the video. And as always, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. And if you've done that, thank you very much. Take it easy.